Today we're in Area 18, and if you like your cyberpunk or your My Whole Planet is a city, Coruscant sort of vibe, then this is the place for you. So let's try and ignore the code that I picked up from Microtech and get straight into finding our way around Area 18 from the moment you wake up. Now we're going to pretend not to notice the cats on board picture, get out of our bed, turn around, admire the photograph we have of our RSI Ursa, because who wants a picture of an Ursa, and head out of our room and look for the exit. Now you're looking for the wall that's slightly set back, as you see here, and just head round the corner straight to lift, call your lift. You want to head down to the ground floor, and then once your lift takes you down to the ground floor, you want to head out, look for the reception desk and walk past the reception desk and down those stairs, and you'll be greeted with a sight that we're going to see a couple of times during this video, which is the map in front of you and the burger stand where you can get yourself some nice burritos. But what we're going to do here for this video is show you how to get to the central area of Area 18, because this is going to be the point we're going to be looking at for each of the areas I'm going to be showing you in this video, and it's this great big metal dome that sort of floats in the middle of space. So remember this area for how to get to any part of the map. For example, here we've just died somewhere in Star Citizen and we've woken up at the hospital. So we've come out of our hospital bed, down the lift, and we're now in the hospital lobby. We've come down to the ground floor again. We're going past the pharmacy, out of the exits of the hospital. This lady's going to get right in our way here, but we're going to ignore her, cut past her, and again as we exit the hospital you're going to see that familiar sight again, which is the giant dome I just showed you just now. Everywhere in Area 18 leads you to this dome area. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go to the transport platforms, which is this building here, which takes you to the spaceport or the convention centre. Now the convention centre is only important if they've got IAE on in this event here, in which case you go over to the left there where you can see the convention centre, but we're going to head to the Memorial Spaceport. Now it's called Riker Memorial Spaceport because it's named after an early backer or player of the game who backed this in the early days. He passed away, so the developers named this spaceport after him as Riker.
Sorry,
Interesting little snippet for you there. So his name forever lives in the game Star Citizen. So what you do when the tram comes along, you jump on the tram here, and one of the things which I will run through, we'll stick with this journey here, is how great Area 18 looks at night. Although Lorville's my favourite planet, and I'll do another video of why it's the best in the game, whenever you're travelling from the spaceport to the city, it's always worth just looking out the windows. And if you've ever played Cyberpunk 2077, it has this sort of similar sort of vibe you can see here, where you've got these sort of cloudy skies above there, and the effects and sort of the quality of those clouds is just something else. Anyway, enjoy it for yourself. Here you get through, you come off at the spaceport, and you want to follow through towards the hangars. So you'll come up past the waiting area, through security here. It'll bring you up to where the ASOPs used to be, across this corridor here. You can look out over the spaceport there, see other people landing, but here are the ASOPs where you call your hangars and get to your ships. Now, if you wanted to head your way back, you'd take the route back we just went through there, past the pillars, through security. The right train takes you to the exhibition centre. Again, if you're coming here to visit IAE and that event's on, you want to go to the left, take the left train, and this tram here is one that takes you back into the city. Now here we are, we've just taken the tram ride back towards Area 18, and we're just coming in now to the platforms, and damn doesn't this have your Cyberpunk 2077 vibes. The big holographic adverts, the lights, it's sort of like a future Tokyo perhaps, or something like that. But anyway, we've we've just arrived back at our platform here. Now we'll head out of the tram, have a little look around. You'll see these maps and things as well that I just saw just in front of me there. Taking the sights, say Area 18 definitely looks best at night time. And you want to head out through the sign there you see for Area 18 up towards the ArcCorp Plaza. And if you remember earlier on in the video, we came down these stairs and I said you take left towards the convention centre, right towards the tram. It's because the trams run on a loop, circular loop here. But anyway, familiar sight, we come in and there you have it, the giant ArcCorp dome, central to Area 18. This is the thing you always want to find your way to. If you're ever lost in Area 18, come to this point here with the big dome. Everything's around. You've got the trade terminals there, kiosks. You've got the hospital there, Empire just to your left. The opposite side of the dome, you've got ArcCorp Tower, which is where the admin terminal is. Everything just comes off of this big ArcCorp dome here. So if you're ever lost, to say, come back to this point here and you'll know where you are. So let's have a little sort of walk around here and see what these buildings are. So if you're doing some commodity trading, you've just bought a load of resources from a mining outpost, or perhaps you're doing some sort of missions that require you to come and sell some items at ArcCorp, then the TDD building, there's one of these in every city here, is the trading building where you'd walk around. And as you saw, it's just off the site. If you come in off the trams, you see the big ArcCorp dome in front of you. It's the building on the right. You head through here into the building, and as you've seen, if you've seen any of the other videos I've done for Lorville, Microtech, they've got the big sort of stock trade area. This is where you'll come to sell your commodities. Now, if you've got something to sell that doesn't sell at TDD, the other place you may sell is the admin building, which is the IO North Tower. You see here, this is where admin is at Area 18. Big giveaway, admin centre, just says it on there that nobody ever sees and nobody ever finds this admin building. This is where it is. So come in through the building and take left or right up the stairs, and here you'll see a bit of cult worship going on, anything you'd expect to see within a civil service building. Huge queues, loads of people waiting around for service because it's government, isn't it? And here are the terminals that you will use to either purchase the odd products or like sell. Like as I'm recording this at the moment, there's a Chinese New Year event on where you pick up these envelopes, you sell them at these sort of terminals here. The other thing, oh yeah, and if you're naughty, you pay off your fines. The other thing that's not obvious in this building is this is where Centermass is, which is where you can buy ship weapons. And that's just to the left of the reception desk here. You'll see lift A, it's just got a small little sign there for Centermass. You'd head up this elevator here, and again you'll see it on the lift option there for Centermass. Just head straight to that floor there. This is where you would come to buy your NDBs, or at least they used to be. I don't think you can sell them here anymore, which is really annoying. But some of the other XJ disruptor cannons, things like that, if you're looking to set your ship up for a bit of PvP play, you see here, so this is where you buy your ship weapons in Area 18. Now let's head back to when you've just woken up in Area 18. You've just left the Hab building and you're back in this area where you can see the map of the city, burger van, what we saw at the start of the video. What about if you need to buy some weapons? You're about to go and do some bunker missions, you need some armour, then Cubby Blast is right outside where you wake up. This is where you come in and you can buy most of the common weapons, but also ammo, food and drink, and also tiger claws if you're planning on sort of hacking some comrades because you're thinking about doing some naughty stuff. More on that later. Cubby Blast is the place where you can stock up with all this stuff, and just outside Cubby Blast is one of these terminals here for you to equip your armor, your weapons, everything once you've done that. If you want to dress up as a civvy as well, right next to Cubby Blast you've got Casaba, if I can pronounce that correctly, which is where you can buy your normal sort of like hats, trousers, tops, things like that. And then just to the right of there, if you prefer your double dogs as opposed to your burritos, then it's got a burger stand there. Now, one of the other things just to the side that many people miss is this little corridor just to the, like, that's the normal way that takes you to the big dome. But behind, if you was to swing round to the left when you come out of the Habs, is this little sort of alleyway here that takes you through to the retail area, which is if you want to get some ship components, but also directly opposite the bridge just here, just to our right, you've got Astro Amada, which is the ship dealership. Now, they don't hold the same sort of stock as what you'd see in somewhere like Lorville, but they do some ships exclusively here that you can't buy in any other dealership. So here you come through, you've got the, is that the Hawk? I've got to get that right. This is quite sort of a bit sort of upper class looking here compared to Lorville, but we're not judging. And the terminals here is where you can come and select some of your ships. So if you want a little racer ships, the Furies, this is where you come to get them. They've got quite a broad mix there, including if you wanted to come along and get the Carrack, for example, as like a large exploration vehicle. But perhaps one of the best sort of, if you're looking for that big exclusive, you really want to flex like I've got loads of money, then you've got the Origin as well down here. So let's have a look how much that Origin Junk Works is. Yeah, it's expensive and it looks pretty. It's a giant yacht. Anyway, one of the other things that people tend to pick up from Area 18 when you come out of Astro Amada is turtles, and they're rare. You can have them as a little pet. They don't do a lot, they just sit there. But you want to find somebody who's cooking a turtle. Now, sometimes they're on this little stand here, just have a look around, and sometimes they'll be on the stand round here. The chap here will be cooking one on his hot plate, or he'll have them in the little trays behind him. Unfortunately, I visited this space about 7-8 times recording this, trying to find some turtles. Everybody grabs them, it's very rare, but once you got them, hold on to them, because, well, they're rare and you can just plonk them on your ship or something like that and they do nothing. But anyway, that's where you find the turtles here, right outside Dumper's Depot, which is where you can come and get some of your mining components, your salvage components, storage containers, your hangar decorations like seats and tables, things like that, to decorate your hangar. This is where Dumper's Depot is. If you're ever looking on any websites or anybody says, oh, you buy that from Dumper's Depot, this is where it is, just here. What about if you want somewhere to hang out with your org mates, meeting points, just somewhere that looks a little bit party, a bar, then G-Loc Bar is where it is. This is down the little corridor right between Empire Hospital and the transit system. It's got a little alleyway there. You go down the alleyway, and this is generally the Area 18 meeting place. These windows here overlook the platforms where you can see players coming and going, heading back to the spaceport, coming back from the spaceport. It's a good meeting place to meet with your friends before you set off on your missions. But what about if you need to find Area 18 at night? Let's just cover this as you're flying in. It's not that difficult once you know where to look, and it quite literally is those big flashing lights that point up in the sky. Here you'll see I'm pinging just to show you the lay of the land, but what you're really looking for is these flashing lights that sort of come directly up from air traffic control, ATC, of the Area 18 Riker Memorial Spaceport. So wherever you're flying into, whichever direction you come from, if you look for those flashing lights at night time, it will show you where you need to fly towards. Keep a bit of altitude because the area is covered with skyscrapers. You don't want to be low flying in there, and just head towards those flashing lights. That's how you find the spaceport here. Now, being part of law enforcement, I wasn't really sure whether to do this video or not, but I'm here anyway, so let's get started. It turns out that there's a bit of a fixer, a lady in Area 18 who does some of the less honourable missions, some of the dirty work that the security forces don't want to undertake. Tecia, name is Tecia Pacheco. Now we're going to head off and go and find her. You just there's one of her goons just down there. We can't go that way. We want to head down past this hot dog stall, and we're really getting into the dregs of the city. But I know that some of you, you know, you like to do these sort of missions. You like to step on the other side of the law. So we'll carry on down here. This doesn't sit comfortably with me. You know, I am law enforcement from Lorville. But anyway, I'll let her do the speaking herself. So we'll just head up these stairs here, and there you'll find her sitting on a Drake's seat. And let's see what she has to say for herself.
You're kind of off the beaten path, aren't you? I know, it's a strange place to hang out, but I quite like it here. It's quiet. Well, quieter. I'm Tecia Pacheco, but people call me Twitch. If you're wondering, back here it says two things to me. One, they're an adventurous spirit. Two, they got some time on their hands. Fortunately, I'm a freelance time manager. I keep people busy. So if you find yourself looking for something to occupy your time, then I know people who are hiring adventurous spirits. Probably best for you to get out of here then.
There you have it. That's Area 18. I hope you found this video useful. I'm getting the hell out of here and heading back home. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll leave you with the sights of Area 18 at night. Be safe out there, and see you in the verse.